All right, welcome back, everyone. We are in 2022. We made it past the shit show of 2021. Let's hope for better things here in 2022. As usual, we are two dudes talking 80s. I'm John. That's my partner, Lewis.
Hello.
And you almost knocked your headphones off.
Pardon my headphones.
We're off to a good start in 2022. Happy New Year, brother.
Happy New Year to you, man.
So we're going to talk about last episode we did ballads, and because there's so many fantastic ballads in the 80s, we wanted to kind of separate our typical ballads from the hard rock heavy metal ballads. So we're going to talk about the hard rock and heavy metal ballads that really resonated with us that came out in the 1980s. Lou, I know you love the period. I know you love your hard rock and heavy metal bands. What do you got for me, brother?
All right, man. I'm hoping this is not stealing one away from you, because I think it's a song that we both really like. Everybody knows that I'm a big fan of Winger, and Winger came out with this ballad called "Miles Away." That's absolutely off the hook.
Did you check the year?
No, I didn't check the year because I remember this came out in the 80s.
1990.
No.
Yes.
No.
Because it was on my list too.
I was debating. Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding you. All right. So anyway, I'm going to start this off since I'm the only one that did the actual research on this. And well, what a shock. My first pick is Winger, and now I get to steal it from you. And that's going to be Headed for a Heartbreak. And that actually came out, unlike Miles Away, which came out in 1990. That came out in 1988. So Winger, Headed for a Heartbreak, fantastic band, fantastic song, one of my faves. You know, these guys, I know they got a lot of crap because of the whole thing with, you know, Metallica throwing a dart at the dartboard of Kip Winger, and, you know, the Stewart comments on, you know, Beavis and Butthead. But my God, what a fantastic band. So much talent. And one of my favorite ballads from the 80s. So that would be my first choice. So, Lewis, I stole it from you, even though you had the wrong song. So, what do you think about Head for a Heartbreak, though?
That was my backup song.
All right, so Lewis's first pick was Head for a Heartbreak.
All right. I like Headed for a Heartbreak as well. It's a really cool tune. To me, it's not as good as Miles Away. Miles Away, there's something that I don't know if it was the video and knowing the story behind it, and just a great tune, but I can't talk about that because it's 90s.
Well, you know, an interesting fact is oh God, I forgot the other song on their debut album, and Kip Winger talked about it, that Miles Away was already written, but Paul Taylor wrote it, and they thought it was going to be used on some other album, so they kind of copied the format. I forgot the name of the song. It wasn't a big hit. Maybe it was Without the Night. That's probably it. And Kip Winger says you hear them; they're very similar. And then they came out with, you know, Miles Away in 1990 for their second album, because I guess for whatever reason it was never used. So, you know, even without knowing the 1990 thing, those were kind of a toss-up for me. It's like, you know, if you change the day, I'd probably say one's better than the other, but they're both phenomenal.
Awesome. Yeah, I love Miles Away, but yeah, they're both really cool tunes. And again, I totally agree with you. Super underrated band, spectacular musicians, all of them.
Absolutely. And I mean, you look at their pedigrees. I mean, Rod Morgenstein, you know, played with the Dixie Dregs, the drummer. You know, you don't play with the Dixie Dregs unless you're an amazing drummer. Kip Winger, you know, he wrote a musical that hasn't been put out yet. Classical music, you know, he played with Alice Cooper and then Reb Beach, you know, in addition to Winger, played also with the Dokken and now Whitesnake. So just a phenomenal guitarist, phenomenal band. And you know, they were made fun of a lot, but they don't get the credit they truly deserve. So now that I've destroyed your list, you want to give me something that actually came out in the 80s?
Well, being that you mentioned Whitesnake, I'll go ahead and lead in with that one. Here I go again. There's like different versions out there. I think I've actually got three versions. One that's a little poppier, one that's very recent that they like redid the mixes and stuff, took a lot of the reverb off of it, Very interesting. It's like on something that they just recently released, and I purchased it. But the original is rather ballady, and love that song. I love David Coverdale's vocals, and Sykes's guitar. Just awesome, awesome stuff.
I'd agree. That's probably one of my all-time favorite songs. I didn't include it because I didn't think of it as much of a ballad. I was kind of leaning more towards "Is This Love," but "Is This Love" did not make my cut.
Wow.
But great band. I'm gonna move on though. Also, with something I know this is not on your list, and it's probably something that no most people that are going to see this have never even heard. I recommend looking for it, and that's Law's Rocket, "Spared from the Fire." Um, Law's Rocket was a '80s thrash metal band from the Bay Area. I saw them probably more times. Them and Armored Saint, it'd be a toss up to see who I've seen more. I used to go see Law's Rocket though in high school, like pretty much every time they played. And this was off their second album, No Stranger to Danger. Um, and oh my God, it's a fantastic song. Very uncharacteristic for them, but wow, just a fantastic song. And I'm guessing you've never heard it.
No, you're absolutely right. And I always do remember you being a big Lost Rocket fan. But no, I'll have to check that out because I was not a big Lost Rocket fan. And no, I've never heard of that tune.
Yeah, like I said, it was definitely a departure, but it seemed really, it was fantastic. And, you could, if you remember the old episode of oh geez, the Twilight Zone, I think it was Burgess Meredith played the guy that always loved to read, and he's in, the safe area. There's a nuclear holocaust. He comes out and he's finally, able to read all he wants. Spared from the Fire, if you, lyrical content, I don't know exactly what they were going for, but it's very similar to that. And I don't know, it seemed like the obligatory '80s metal band had to always talk about nuclear destruction, and that was their version of it. And they're one of the ones that actually made a ballad out of it, and it's pretty fantastic. So check that out.
Very cool, very cool. The Twilight Zone episode you're talking about, the guy ends up sitting on his glasses, right?
He goes. I thought he tripped or they fell off him and broke.
Okay, okay.
So
Yeah, I remember
I
that.
haven't seen that episode in a long time, but yeah, that was a really sad episode. But it's kind of similar to the lyrical content, so I think "Spared from the Fire" would work in that capacity. So check it out.
Very cool. Nice, nice, nice. All right, my next one. I'm really like shaky now because are some of these actually in the 90s? I'm going to go with Europe and not the one that you would think. The tune "Open Your Heart."
I hate
And
you. I hate you.
I thought that there would be some overlap, man. I really thought that
I
there would
didn't
be.
think you would go for that one. So.
I love that song. I think that's like one of their like all-time best tunes, and it's one that I don't remember getting that much airplay. It's just one of those hidden gems that's on the album. And yeah, no, I think that that's a phenomenal song. Just the string intro and stuff, and it's a great tune. It's a great, great song.
So let me ask you: are you referring to the version that was on "Out of This World"?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
with Key. Yes.
So what I would highly recommend, I had it on my list too, so this isn't going to count. Go check out their version on Wings of Tomorrow. They actually redid the song for "Out of This World." I think the original is much better.
Really?
Changed the lyrical. The second verses were different, and it had a little bit more electric guitar. For whatever reason, the original version resonates much stronger with me. There's just something about it that sends chills up my spine. So, yeah, check out the original. You'll
I
love it.
definitely will, man. I didn't even know it existed.
Yeah, Wings of Tomorrow is one of my favorites, and that's on there. It's a little bit more acoustic than the Out of This World version. Out of This World, to me, they kind of did it like more of a typical ballad that was popular at the time, where the Wings of Tomorrow version seemed much more organic. So definitely check out the original if you can. But it's a great song, and you destroyed one of my picks. Um, So, all right, that's off. I'm gonna go with my next one. A phenomenal band again doesn't get the recognition, at least in America, that they deserve. They have some amazing ballads, some of which were actually in the 70s, but I really love the period in the 80s. And there are a couple songs of theirs that I was like kind of back and forth on. And that band is an English legend, and that's UFO. And I'm going with Terry from their album Mechanics. I actually saw them on that tour with Aldo Nova and Stranger. Great, great band. I don't think they played that song um, on that tour. At least I don't remember it in concert, but oh, to this day, I was just listening to it last night in preparation for this, and wow, what a great great song. Phil Mogg is amazing. Just a wonderful band, amazing band, and if you haven't heard that one, check that out as well.
No, I definitely have not. I will take a look at that one.
All right, what do you got for me, brother?
All right, let's see what I have here next. All right, this one I'm pretty sure is not going to be on your list. This one squeaked in at, I believe it was 1989, and they were sort of a one-hit wonder. Lorenz actually turned me on to them before I actually heard them on the radio, but this song, I think, actually made it to like 20 on the Billboard charts. It's by a band called Giant, and the song is called "I'll See You in My Dreams." And again, it's one of those tunes that just it's the songwriting is phenomenal. Just the chord changes and the build up to it. It's it invokes a lot of emotion. At least it does in me, and I never get tired of that song.
I enjoy that song. It wasn't one of my favorites, certainly not enough to make this list, but I had when I had Sirius XM, I'd listen to the hair metal station, and they play that a lot, and it is a really good song, and the singer has a great voice. So that's a strong choice. I wouldn't have chosen that, and definitely not gonna copy you on that one. So I appreciate it. Here's another one I guarantee is not on your list, and I probably would imagine you haven't even heard this song. Who knew a New York thrash band could do such an amazing ballad? I'm talking, of course, about Toxic, the band, from their album Think This, which came out in 1989, so it squeaks in. Um, on Think This, they have a ballad called "There Stood the Fence," and it's just haunting. You can tell he wrote about it, and it's kind of referring to, as we grow older, kind of returning to things that we remember from our childhood and our past. And it's just a beautiful song. The guitarist, I was looking at a post that he did about that song, and he said when he played it for his mother the first time, she actually cried.
Wow.
And, if you hear the band Toxic, trust me, none of their stuff sounds like this. Though I love the band, they did a lot of really technical thrash, but this was really different, and you can tell it was very organically done, and it's just beautiful. It's haunting. It's everything you'd want from a ballad, and shockingly, it's a ballad that's not about love. At least in the traditional sense of boy meets girl or whoever meets whoever. It's about longing for one's past and one's childhood and the love of those memories. So fantastic song, fantastic ballad. Check it out.
That sounds really deep, man. Very, very cool. I'll have to take a look at that one.
I'll also be sending you the link soon.
Excellent, excellent. I'll look forward to it.
You got one more pick, I think, brother. So make it count.
Wow, this wasn't even on my list, but it had been earlier on. I think I'm going to go ahead and include it. Is it ballad again? That's sort of I guess subjective. I'm going to go with Metallica "Fade to Black." And again, it's just one of those songs I can listen to over and over. I love how it comes in, and you've got the acoustic guitars and the one electric guitar soloing, and it just this one scale that goes straight up, and it's like the heavens opened up, man. It's just the two acoustic guitars really kick in, and the vocals kick in. I think it's one of their finest works. I really really like that song.
That's a great pick. I was thinking about it for my list as well. I do consider it a ballad. I think it opened a lot of doors for them, and I remember hitting up Lars about it, saying, "Oh, I heard you have a ballad. I hear that new album's going to be kind of wimpy," and he actually took a lot of time, to correct me and explain the album to me. But fantastic song. I think a lot of the heavy metal bands started doing ballads and being more open to it. Like I don't think Toxic would have done a ballad if it wasn't for Metallica. So great song, great choice. Um, yeah, I don't think anybody's ever jumped as far as I'm going to jump from Toxic to this next band for my last choice. Some might even say it doesn't really count as hard rock, but I'm gonna count it. So in my last choice, I'm gonna talk about Night Ranger and Sentimental Streets.
Nice.
God, I love that song. It's just one of those songs I can listen to over and over and sing along to at the top of my lungs incredibly poorly. I still want to go to Madame Wong 2's. I don't even know if that's a real place, but they talk about in the song. It's like, yeah, I want to go there. It probably doesn't exist if it ever did. I don't know. But I think that's a great ballad. A lot of those Night Ranger songs really, really stand up. They're another band that certainly got a level of success, but I always thought they could have done a little bit more, and I'm surprised they didn't do more. I've seen them in concert in the last couple of years. They still sound great. Thank God they still play that song, and that would be my final choice for the my favorite hard rock heavy metal ballads, at least until like people start pointing out stuff that inevitably I forgot. I apologize, April Wine. But there's so much, and that one really resonates with me. So
That's a really, really good choice. One of the things I really enjoyed and still enjoy is listening to their greatest hits, because there's songs on there that you forgot that they had done, and that was one of them. That was one of them. Very heavy on the synths when coming in and stuff. It's very, very catchy tune. Very good choice.
yeah, I mean, I was kind of debating Goodbye was the other one because it's such a beautiful acoustic ballad, but something about Sentimental Streets just resonates more with me. So I don't
Yeah,
think you go wrong with either one.
no, absolutely not. That probably would have been the one that I had gone for. Would have been Goodbye. I love that song. It's great, great tune.
All right. Well, we did it. Not with some growing pains, and I guess technically we could have got some of these songs done with saying they were probably recorded in 89 and released in
Yeah.
1990. It was a little iffy, but hey, it's all good. So, as usual, guys, thank you for watching. We certainly appreciate it. If there's anything you think we missed, please leave it in the comments below. We always love hearing what you guys have to say. Anthony Hestrup, shout out to you. You've always got some good stuff for us. And Dave Friedman as well. We appreciate it. So Lewis, anything you want to say? Anyone, well wishes, any thoughts going into 2022?
Let's hope it's not like 2021.
Couldn't say it better myself. All right, then sign us off, brother.
Peace out.
Thank you guys.